More than friends, less than lovers, pals. Oh yeah.
I mean, what is there to say other than hey there, pals?
Hey there, pals. Hey there, pals.
Maybe toss in a .com there if you're feeling it.
Yeah, hitting you with it early.
Yeah, right off the bat with the plug for the website that I need to update.
No, but Millicent has been doing a fantastic job with the website, has she not? A lot of you went and took the ghost quiz to find out what kind of lamp you are and signed the Zac Efron petition. Thank you.
Hey guys, imagine being me and waking up one day to a link that your pal has sent you and learning that they had created a BuzzFeed test? A BuzzFeed test? Oh, you mean the iconic thing?
That was at 11 p.m. because you were on a phone call or something.
I think I was doing book club with my mom.
Yeah, and you got off at 10 and I had a couple hours to myself to really be cranking on that one, and I got to thinking.
Can I just say, it feels like, obviously we've been here,
but
by the time they see this, we will have been gone for a week, technically.
Yeah.
And because it's we're kind of just, this feels like,
it feels great.
It feels like we're back.
And I honestly am kind of shocked at how well, not that I didn't believe in us, but I'm kind of shocked at how well the relaxation worked.
No, we feel great.
We relaxed, but we were also quite productive.
We were.
With our time off. We were very...
Yeah, if you guys are chomping at the bit to know, what were the pals using their time off for?
What were they using their time for? Because remember, we had said, a part of the relaxation episode was we said a part of being able to fully relax is doing the planning beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And so before we jumped into relaxation mode, we said, hey, when we get time off, let's do... You want to tell them what we did, pal?
We were sitting on the back porch. We were just kicking around things to do, looking at our calendar.
Being wow, for the first time in 2 months, basically, we don't have anybody coming over. Yeah. We don't have anything going on.
Mm-hmm. And I said, what if we went on Airbnb and we just found a little spot 3 hours or less away and we did a little pals retreat, just the two of us.
Which we had been already talking.
Yeah,
I would say we've been talking about doing a retreat since before pals even started.
Yes, and this was definitely, let's be clear, this isn't the retreat we did, because we don't want to limit ourselves.
But it was a good start.
It was a great start. And it kind of just, I think, refreshed us heading into this season.
And it honestly loops back to an earlier episode of Gratitude where we kind of really spent this time being grateful and reflecting on how amazing Halloween was and all of this has been.
Yeah. And
then we also were we want to get a few things about as we were growing very, pretty rapidly. Thank you all.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all.
We did say, and I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them.
I think we should.
I'm going to tell them. Guys, again, we're just pulling back that curtain just a peek to let you know that when one of our dummy videos was doing well on TikTok and we were gaining some followers, and it was great, it really looked like we were right around 15,000 on TikTok, and that's not me trying to flex. We're very excited about it.
And we understand that in the TikTok world is essentially nothing, but we were gaining,
so excited.
I would say for about 2 weeks, we were gaining 1,000 followers a day.
So we were projected.
Which felt like a lot for us, so we were
yeah. And I'm not a math whiz, never claimed to be, but I was thinking, projection-wise, we're probably going to hit that 20K.
We were crunching the numbers.
We were beautiful minding it a little bit. Saying, I'd say probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll hit 20K. And when we do...
So Melissa and I, one thing that we do great is rewarding ourselves.
We are amazing.
We are incredible at positive reinforcement for ourselves. So we, for a while, have been wanting to go to a place called Smokehouse in Los Angeles. Never been, but we've heard tell. We've heard everything that people have said to us, and sometimes people have said things to us being as if this would make us not want to go, and we've been
they have this weird jazz guy come in on Thursday nights, and we're
weird jazz guy?
On Thursday nights? Every Thursday?
Yeah, he wears a fedora and plays the saxophone.
Where is he?
What's his name? What's his number? How do I find him?
Where's his schedule? Where's his calendar? Hit
Can
me
I
with his Apple
follow him?
calendar.
Can we be his groupies?
I want to join the calendar. I want notifications.
And so it's like a steakhouse.
Yeah, to us, nothing says maybe we kind of are gonna make it and be okay. Like a trip to steakhouse.
And it's like a little above our price range. I think.
A little. It's pretty above our price.
You know? But we've been wanting to save it up for a treat. So we were like, okay, when we hit 20,000, this is how the conversation went. Millicent came to me and was like, I think when we hit 20,000, we proposition things to each other a lot.
We'll go.
I've been thinking. What if at 20,000 we treat ourselves by going to Smokehouse? And I said, I love that idea. I love that concept. Here's the thing. We're going to be at 20,000. Literally, we were like, we're going to be at 20,000 in 2 days. Because we were gaining 1,000 followers a day.
We were at like 18.9.
We weren't slowing down.
Yeah, we were at 18.9. We were literally like, tomorrow we could wake up and have it.
And then,
guys,
tap ran dry.
We froze at 19.2.
For all 19.2, well now 19.4 because it's been a slow
Guys,
crawl.
it is crazy
for 2 weeks.
How once we said we will treat ourselves to Smokehouse once we get to 20,000, that everything stopped.
Not
everything.
No
the favor of the algorithm left us. And you know what? I think we needed that.
We did. And because it honestly,
I think it was good for us.
Because we were debating, like, do we do it at 30,000? And we didn't need that. We didn't need that yet.
No, we didn't need that
It wasn't our time, and a lot was going on in the world, which kind of brings us back to what we wanted to use our downtime doing that honestly we felt like was going to make us feel centered, because I think there's a lot of anxiety in this time. Mm-hmm. This episode is going to kind of be about Thanksgiving and this holiday season that's coming up in this world that we live in, especially if you're American, and it's going to be an interesting time for everybody. And so we kind of just wanted to center ourselves and make sure that we were secure in like what we stand for before proceeding into those spaces. And so that's kind of what was refreshing us in this time was we used our retreat to discuss what we believe are like PAL's core values.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of anxiety surrounding gatherings that are going to be coming up in this season, I think. But when you are able to, I think that a good way to ease your anxiety is you can't control what anybody else is going to do, but you can control yourself. And
that's such a relief when you finally like get a grasp of that concept. It feels so much better.
And there's a piece that comes in really nailing down what it is that you believe and what it is that you want to stand for. And by very much so writing it out, just even if it's just keywords, or if you kind of are going to sit down and you want to get more in depth about it, just like going in deep about like what are things that I
feel prepared to, and we're not talking about anything drastic, like
no.
What do you
want to?
That's not what we're talking about. Like, but we just mean like, what are things that you want to keep within you to remind yourself to proceed going forward? And we can
kind of give you like a compass to it. Kind of gives you a North Star of, okay, if I'm entering into these conversations, what are things that I absolutely believe, so that when that conversation comes up, you can feel steady in it. And you can even engage in a way that is not so much confrontational or even argumentative, but that is just confident in your own standing. So it's just kind of taking that anxiety.
We're not talking about like specific laws, not talking about stuff like that. We're talking about something deeper than that, which is like
value.
What you believe about humanity, honestly. Like what you believe about life, what you want to embody,
to really reflect
love, joy, like things like that you want to stand for.
Yeah. And to use those moments as markers during conversations or moments that could get more hostile or could just be somebody saying their opinion and you decide what is it that I want to speak up for and what is it that I'm going to actually hold my peace for.
Or when you learn new information and how you process that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways that we get information these days, and I think that it's so easy to instantly take that and like want to assign it a good or bad. But I think kind of like assessing what we believe and reflecting that onto certain topics will make a lot of things clearer.
So that's what we did. And again, we're talking about this retreat. We haven't even told you where we were.
So
because this retreat was
so perfect for the now.
It really was. We got a hell of a deal on a little number in Oceano, California.
If you're saying, where is that? Exactly.
Bingo.
It is about, I would say, an hour and a half north of Santa Barbara. So it's far. I mean, it's like 3 hours.
Yeah. Go like an hour past Santa Barbara and then start listening for the cars that are revving their engines and follow them.
Because if you remember,
they're going to a dirt lot somewhere in Oceano.
The adventure episode.
Adventure Pals.
That's about the dunes. Same place.
We didn't realize
it was an accident.
We
said, ooh, beachfront.
We said,
new
spot.
Oceano.
New spot.
It's
new pal spot. Same place we've been. But you know what? We made it new.
We
got to see another side of it. We slept in a bed this time instead of on the ground.
I do think was kind of, you and I are both people who, we love a city, but we can really thrive in a niche community. We really can plant ourselves and start making allies.
At the local coffee shop.
Oh, yeah.
We're tearing it up in there, baby.
If that barista is wearing anything I can comment on, we're chit-chatting.
It's usually, the barista at the place we went to actually had it was like some long math equation that I'm assuming was pi. Because I'm not gonna, I think it equated to pi, and then it said, it was the last coffee shop, the one on the way back. He was wearing, and it said something like served best warm, and I was like, I'm assuming that means pie, because any other thing would be crazy, right?
That is
-2,
okay.
best served warm, like it's not gonna be that.
You being like, you can't make me do math, but
I'm not gonna, but I'm gonna use my deduction abilities.
I'll give my best guess.
You mind if I Sherlock Holmes this bad boy real quick? We headed to Oceano. 3 hours, we climbed into my little baby Spark, my sparky red car. We started chugging up the coast. It was truly a beautiful drive.
It was really lovely, and we were chit-chatting, and we were hanging
Y'all know we were
out.
chit-chatting.
Because, again, we've been just so busy that I think that you and I have not, I know this is going to sound ridiculous, because I know we spend probably 4 hours of alone time every day together, but I don't feel like we've had a lot of alone time.
Alone
Because we honestly, in a great way, we hang out with Brie and Sydney a lot. We hang out with Thomas a lot and Jillian a lot. Like, we have friends around constantly, which I
we
love.
need our quality time.
But sometimes Millicent, because Millicent and I also are like, when it's just the two of us, it feels good. This is kind of our freak out room. I think Brie built this for us to just kind of come
and
in
it's
here,
also like soundproof, so
get
we're
some
just
energy out.
You guys get it.
But we are going to get a text from Brie being like, what is happening?
Yeah, guys, it's not fully walled in.
No.
Even close. So, hold on. Let me get a sip of that coffee too, brother. You inspired me, bro.
This was a whole story. No.
Guys.
Not yet. Guys, I can't
We're going to walk you through the trip. We need to walk you through the trip, then we're going to loop back to the values, okay?
So just know the values
so
are
you guys are aware. The values are going to come. We're going to talk about the values. We're going to come back to that, because you guys are saying you were talking about figuring out your soul purpose and all that kind of stuff, and now we're talking about
We're getting there.
We're getting there. You'll understand.
I'm going to show you guys right now, as like a preview, the only videos I took the whole time we were in Oceano. Because honestly, a big part of being there is we were pretty unplugged for most of the time. Like, we weren't, unless we were playing music, like, we just weren't really using our phones. Yeah. And so I just didn't have my phone for a lot of times. And so
she was picking up mine. I found my phone had all these videos.
I was taking videos and all this. I couldn't find mine for a long time. Here, okay, I'm going to play you the first video that I took. I'll play it right now. I'll cut away from us. I'll play it.
Looks like we made it.
Okay.
Right.
So, you've seen that.
You know that song, right?
You want to sing it?
Looks like we made it. That's for our audio listeners.
We come, my baby. That song. The next one.
A wonder.
Don't do that. Don't do that, because I'll never sing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That Kristen Wiig sketch where she's like, don't make me sing. Don't make me sing. Then she keeps wanting to sing.
Now my brain just looped back to Liza Minnelli, and I thought of your impression the other day.
Did we tell them that?
No, guys, we'll have to shorten it. Well, yeah. I don't want to shorten it fully. Long story short, the other night.
I'll say this. Just know that there's a magical story about a Liza Minnelli impression. We'll get to that at some point, someday.
Remind us if we forget.
Yeah.
It's a quick one.
Start saying Liza story. And we're going to go, what are they talking about?
Like, you and I will think about it for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll go, right.
So, the next video. This is the next video, okay? So you remember the first one? Nelson singing that song. Here's the second video.
Looks like we bruv.
Okay. That's not going to make sense to you for another, I'd say, 40 minutes. But hold on to that. The values, and hold on to
your hats, pals!
You're like, what's happening? We get it. We understand that it's not going to make any sense. We'll walk you there. Okay, so...
And even once we've walked you there, you're going to go, okay?
So don't be expecting much.
No. Lower them expectations.
It is silly because it makes no sense. So know that.
Consider that.
We head out. We get to Oceano. Let's get there. No, sorry. We actually have to stop first. We made a stop. Sorry, guys. And that's how the exact conversation went. We found out that one of the routes goes right through Solvang, which is the Danish capital of America, we think. Maybe
I don't know if that's an official title. I think it might be something
self-given. Oh my god, it's throwing my crock. I think that's a self-given title. But they had the Hans Christian Andersen Museum.
The only one in America.
It's an upstairs of a bookstore.
And when I walked up there, I was like, this kind of looks like a bunch of school projects, like trifold posters and stuff.
It's fun, though.
They had a bunch of really cool stuff, and that is no hate towards it. Let's be clear. We are pro-Slovene.
We walked through for probably an hour. We got food there, which was great. And then we walked through.
They didn't give us free tap water, though.
Yeah, we were a little upset about that.
I ordered a grilled cheese and tomato soup, and you're telling me I gotta pay for a bottle of water?
And they were kind of expensive sandwiches. Like, it was like, we get it, we're tourists in a town.
And I said, you think I don't recognize the boxed roasted red pepper tomato soup? You think I don't recognize that?
Yeah, Millicent took a sip and went, she like shook her head. She was like, they think.
I was gonna. You charged me.
That feels like so Chris Farley of you. Like, it feels like you're about to go in there and start.
Me?
It's that.
Sir, are you aware that is not 100% Colombian coffee beans?
You have to be that one.
No, I want to be down by the river.
I know, that would be
I think I'm just going to have a Chris Farley Halloween.
Yeah, I think
one
great.
year I'm just going to
go all Farley. I just about the time that I met his brother when I was working at Chop Shop in West Hollywood. Okay, when I was interning out here, I was 19 years old. I was living in West Hollywood. Had been to LA for 24 hours before, and never before that. My mom asked her former student who lived in LA. She was like, "This is where my daughter got a place. Is she gonna be okay?" And she was like, "Yeah, she's gonna be fine." Me and just it's Boys Town. I'm safe. And these gays are jacked.
Except for your phone.
These gays are jacked. Well, yeah, but I wasn't. I couldn't go to any bars. But I worked at the Chop Shop, and this guy came in, and I was training at Chop Shop. I worked there for a week, and then I left to go work at Shake Shack. Chop Shop lady, she goes, "That's Chris Farley's brother." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I believed him. And she was like, "Show him your ID." And so then he did, and I was like, "I believed you. He's Chris Farley's brother." And then we had to talk about that for a while, and I was like, this is kind of sad.
I feel like he probably doesn't love that.
He actually seemed to love it.
Okay.
I think he's not getting a lot of attention. Can I say that? I'm really sorry. It was a lovely interaction. We get
huge Farley heads.
So we get to Solvang. Solvang, we walk around for about an hour after that. And then we were like, there's so much more of this that we want to actually be able to take time going through.
I would say at least every third or fourth store or storefront, we'd go, okay, we're coming back to there.
Because we needed time.
Guys, we passed a tiki bar that had us frothing at the mouth. We were losing our minds.
The waitresses were dressed like 50s, Billy, what are they called? Rockabilly? That style. Oh, Billy. Rockabilly. Well, Billy. Guys, now that you've seen the Halloween special, that sound, because the mole thing was one of the first things we recorded, and the sound that Millicent makes when Bree is choking, if you didn't know, Bree is the gardener, when Bree is choking around with the scythe, made us die loud. I think it's a blooper at the very end of it, of Millicent going, "Oi." It's a sound I've never heard in my life. What makes that sound? Millicent.
A mole being choked out by a scythe.
Everybody knew.
That. Everybody heard that. It was that's the exact sound.
That's a mole. Mm-hmm. I think, can I, not press conference moment, but can we peel back the curtain again? I feel like I'm very hesitant to have my drink on camera. Does this bother you guys? Can I be holding it more?
Because I do kind of like having this.
Does it ruin the vibe? I just don't want to, put it down every time.
Because then it feels like I'm almost having to take a beat. Guys, please let us know. We are always wanting to be learned.
This is a test run, and
that's actually a preview.
That's a preview of one of our values.
Don't think we forgot about the values, guys. We're coming back to it. There's a purpose, kind of.
We decide to lead Solvang. And we get to, because we're let's just get to Oceano, because it's getting dark. And we wanted to have, like, time.
Yes. As we are driving into Oceano, the fog is rolling in. Rolling in so much that we were like, is that a fire or is it, like, really low clouds?
Can I ask, are you guys okay with this? For the audio listeners, I put my drink on the table now. I just want to make sure. Does this make anybody feel weird? Guys, keep us posted a lot. I think I'd prefer something over here.
We should get a little cup holders?
Yeah, we need cup holders on the side. Breathe. Guys, that's how every project here goes. We go, that would rock. Breathe. Go, Papa. Papa.
That's my favorite way to say
that. Is that not terrifying? Again, what else makes that sound? Like a dodo bird.
And sometimes I'll get a little sharp with it.
Yeah, sometimes it really hits the earth. She can really whip that voice. It's crazy. We get to Oceano. It's, the fog, foggy. Very, very, very foggy. Can't see anything.
Our Airbnb, as we're driving in, has some of the longest, most detailed instructions in bio, which I'm always going to appreciate.
Yeah.
But there was a certain point where it wasn't all caps. Maddie was, like, reading it aloud while I'm driving.
Because
she's like, okay, this
opened
isn't
it
all
to
caps.
see, because, sometimes they're like, and the map takes you the wrong way, go this way. And then sometimes they're like, how do you guys feel about this? Now that there's both
audio listeners,
both
I just put
drinks
my coffee on the table.
are on the table. So
Just so everybody's aware. How do we feel about
How do
that?
you guys feel
Everybody
about
feel good about it? Okay.
So I wanted to read the instructions, and also then there was like a keypad or whatever. You don't know which it's kind, like lockbox. So I was checking. So we're reading through it, and I'm trying to find it, and the information that they have on this is just downright silly, like in a fun way.
We were like,
there was a lot in all caps where one of them that really caught our attention first was it was like it starts talking about how the furniture in the room is all from estate sales. It's like the reason we're able to get such nice furniture is because we get it from estate sales. And then they start really talking about estate sales.
How you need to be doing it.
How you need to be like, if
they're
your
all
money's
in
going to
caps.
go at least a quarter farther. Than
And it's an investment.
It's an investment.
Making your money stretch farther.
And then they were like, and then it's in parentheses, estatesales.com, because the way it was written, it like didn't feel really like an ad. It just felt like they loved
Yeah, and they were really trying. It felt like
So
parents trying to be like, this is a
salesmen.
good idea.
Yeah,
If you're a young
if
person
you're
and you
not
want to be
doing
living like this.
which I can. If you want this life of luxury, keep in mind we haven't told you what the room looks like yet. If you want all this, baby, but then they're honest.
Guys, it was advertised initially as a spa resort, which was crazy.
Yeah.
On a ride.
So another part, so they get, after they do their whole thing about antique sales, they go on to say, and so all of the utensils and plates and like mattress and comforter and bed are all from Amazon. And then it's like
luxury from Amazon.
And then it's like, if you want these items, let us know.
We will send you the link. And it's
They're just like the most.
And I don't think it was even an Amazon storefront. I think it was fully just like,
no, I'll text it to you. And then they were like, and if there's anything in the space that you feel like we need, go to Walmart, get it, and we'll reimburse you. We should have gone crazy.
We should have been like, you're gonna love what we did with the place.
We've got like a chocolate fountain. That's kind of that's not one of our values, but we'll get there.
Well,
guys, this notepad tells a story. Just so you know, we're looking at a notepad down here.
Massive, because packed in the car was both of our matching robes, a whole lot of snacks, this massive, one of those like huge post-it note like wall hanging
corporations
things.
have.
I left my markers at home, and
I think that was for the best.
Was ashamed.
I think we needed to be rain dead, and you'll see why. So we arrive at Oceano. Yes, we get all those instructions. The Airbnb listing, very silly. We get in. We go. But part of the thing that we read was that the hot tub, spa jacuzzi closes at 6:45.
Also, brand new equipment on the old jacuzzi if you were wondering.
Yeah.
Brand new, baby.
Ain't no chance we're missing that. So we go back. Or we go to get into the room, and we're like, we have until, it's like 5.
This is a motel, a cleverly disguised motel.
Kind of. It's more intricate than a motel, though.
It was.
It's condos. It's like beach condos.
Yes.
But right across from an RV park. It has
actually on 3 different sides, I think there was an RV park.
Had no name.
No, like the sign
on
the corner, like there's a massive sign on the corner.
We walked around when we first got there, and because we were just kind of curious of like what was going on, and we didn't bring any dinner, so we were just kind of wandering. And there's no sign. We started sending Thomas pictures where we were, because we were like, if we go missing,
you'll see these pictures and be like, yeah.
Like, these are the final photos on someone's phone, you know? That's what they would have found, to be like, yeah, that was them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see where they got taken.
Yeah. Well, we get into the room first of all. Should we paint the picture of the room? Because walking into the room, there were a couple of key components. One, they were right about that estate sale furniture. It was nice.
Nice?
It was nice. Big. Honestly,
it's
so
not
big.
a huge room. Like, it is a hotel.
And they are
size
cramming.
Small, like a motel size.
Yes.
Tiny. And so we've got, like, a fridge here, like a mini fridge. Not a mini fridge, but a medium fridge. You know, those ones that's kind of like...
And I was like, is that from an estate sale?
Probably Amazon.
Honestly. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, they loved Amazon.
So that,
they said if it's not from an estate sale, it is luxury
Amazon.
from Amazon. So.
And you gotta know, guys, we clung on to that bit. You best believe, when we got into bed at night, we were like, this mattress.
Guys,
Amazon.
I'm going to be so real.
Nice
Those pillows that they had at that place, I will be following up on those.
I woke up sore, and I was like, I think it's because my body's not used to, like, something this soft. Like, I think it let my muscles...
Oh. Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Thank you.
That's the retreat, baby.
That's the retreat. So so giant bed.
Giant bed. Matching, it's all one, like, furniture set from an estate sale. So it's a huge bed
good
frame.
deal.
Good deal. Hell of a deal. I'm
Nice.
sure.
Their money probably went way further.
Huge bed frame. Oh, it definitely did. There's no world where your dollar wouldn't stretch at least
Your
a quarter of a mile further.
And you can only get that at estatesales.com.
Only at estatesales.com. Or heytherepals.com.
Let's add a link to estatesales.com on heytherepals.com. We're just freely promoting a business. So huge, and then do you want to talk about
there were also two matching nightstands, both chunky.
Big
and
no
chunky.
room left or right.
No, Maddie had to try and plug in her phone at one point.
Couldn't, got mad. Couldn't, got mad. That's where we were at. It was like so late.
I just heard all this jostling. I'm like falling
Nelson
asleep.
was asleep. I had taken my time getting ready and getting ready for bed. And I was trying to plug my thing in, and I didn't want to turn the overhead light on. I didn't want to Millicent up, so I had my flashlight, and I couldn't. This thing was so heavy, I couldn't pull it out at all. No wiggle room. So it was like, I honestly was like, is it attached to the bed? What is happening?
I think a lot of stuff was drilled into the walls. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so then there was the massive bed frame, two massive nightstands, gigantic vanity.
Yeah.
Just so big, like a vanity dresser almost. And then it has a huge mirror on it. Now that is one of three mirrors in this space, okay? Three large mirrors. Big old mirrors.
They're taking up their space. They're taking up their wall.
Yes. The other mirror is in the bath. So like you walk in, you're facing the bed, then to the right is the bathroom where it's like the toilet and the shower are in their own separate
It's like
room.
those little motel bathrooms.
Yeah.
Like it's
and then
over there.
there's the sink, and then it's all a mirror. So there's all a mirror there on the right side, then a massive vanity mirror on the left side, and then on the one wall where the bathroom is, there is another mirror that is quite the statement
It's a lot of
piece.
mirrors. Because I think it's clear that they got this third one, and they were like, we have to.
We dissected what we thought would have been the order of buying things.
Obviously, the room came with a mirror. The first mirror, the bathroom mirror.
Yes.
I think they got this nice vanity with the bed.
Yeah.
And then I think the giant gold one, you guys, it's gold. Almost
It's
looks like a Colosseum.
It has carved in like ancient Greek fighting, like in chariots.
Yeah. Goes hard.
Yeah,
undeniably goes hard. But I think that they saw that, and guys, the thing you keep forgetting is your money goes further.
And that's
at
what
estate sales. And I think that they just it's a deal. It's an incredibly you're not gonna get that.
To see a deal like that at an estate sale and to pass it up, you are passing up what could be like
your children's like future.
Legacy.
Yeah.
That's a legacy piece right there.
That is a piece that your kids for years are going to be going, do we keep it?
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, because there are three mirrors and they were all facing each other, I got a little bit spooked. Because it was late at night, the fog had rolled in.
I did not know this until fairly recently when you had told me. I was not aware that this was a big part of the ghost world. And I feel like I'm fairly I've heard ghost stories.
It's not it's like ghosty, but it's more like superstition kind of
Got
thing.
it.
Yeah, it falls under that. And guys,
helpful.
I could be so wrong. So let me know.
No, I think you are. I think I've heard it
Yeah.
since. And I was like, oh, Millicent told me that.
Yeah.
Credit to my pal. Credit where credit's due. Guys, I love any chance to bring up Millicent. But when we're on vacation, when we're at Christmas at home, Millicent's brother texted me and was like, Millicent, every other story starts with Maddie and I. Because with our families, ain't no hiding it. With strangers, sometimes we'll mask it. We might be like, my friend and I, every once in a while.
Yeah, because how do we explain
it? Because it could be anybody.
Well, we explain it by saying she's more than my friend, but she's less than my love.
Guys, shout out to our incredible pal Brooklyn, who showed up for no reason. With these hats. She came to visit us, which is the present.
Yeah,
that's the present.
That's the gift. Boom. There it is on our doorstep.
Then she goes, oh, I sent you guys a gift.
And then she puts them on our heads, and then we open our eyes, and to see that she's wearing a More Than Friends hat, and I was like, oh. And then to get to look in the mirror, us getting to go, oh.
Guys, aren't they incredible?
Aren't they amazing? So I had heard there was basically, you know how when mirrors face each other, if you've ever been in like an infinity room or anything like that, it creates like a million views. So there is like a superstition with mirrors that if you have them facing each other, that it's just kind of like bad feng shui in a home, or it's something along those lines.
Oh, in a home? It's not, so a house of mirrors is not included.
I mean, it could be. I think
because I've never thought about that, because that feels like that's really leveling it up.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's more just, it was just also, I was like, this furniture is all old. Like, it's all estate sale furniture.
Uh-huh.
So I was more so like, again, guys, the fog was rolling in. At one point we were walking and there was a bridge we were on, and we both turn and see three, like, it was what was revealed to be raccoons, but seeing the shadows of three large raccoons coming towards you out of the fog, and both of us are just like, on a deserted
But guys, it was
sidewalk.
so crazy because we circled back around because we were like, oh, let's go not that direction. Because there were like two choices of paths we could go, and one had the raccoon gang coming down the street at us, and the other one was going so we went the other way. We circle back around. When we're coming back into our place, because it's a pretty big loop, and we get back into our place, the raccoons are right there.
Yeah, like a floodlight comes on, and they're all
we turn over, and they go. Terrifying. So we're in Oceano.
We're in Oceano.
The furniture, maybe is opening a portal. We don't know.
We don't know, guys. We don't.
But it really made us lean into the concept, too. Not quite our values, but we'll get to that section of, we kind of really liked talking about pals, because a lot of this was to talk about pals, if that hasn't been clear yet. And we liked the concept of us kind of portraying a house of mirrors. And I feel okay telling them that.
Yeah.
Like, I want them to know the vibe we're going for is a little bit of, like, an old-timey... Can you say Carney?
We have a friend named Carney, so I wouldn't think it would be a bad one.
That'd
be pretty crazy if this whole time.
Yeah. He's so mad.
Love you, Carney.
Hi, Carney.
I love
Carney. And Carney, you need to know every time you get mentioned, we stop and go, oh, Carney.
Love Carney.
But we kind of want to have that old-timey Carney vibe where it's kind of like, you know, a lot of it might not, actually I wouldn't say a lot of it's vague, but you kind of can't believe it. It's kooky. And also, I think that we get stressed out about the concept of having to nail ourselves down to one thing in particular, so instead imagine us just popping around. Where are you seeing us? You hear footsteps. As silly as it sounds, that is kind of one of the values we started with, which was entertaining.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fun one for you guys. Your values don't all have to be heavy.
Are we going into our values now, or we've forgotten the...
No, I think we need to do a hot tub first.
Yes.
So we're in the room. We gotta quickly get changed.
Yeah, because the hot tub was apparently going to be closing at 7.
Like 6:45.
Yeah.
Too early.
Insane.
Too early.
Absolutely not.
Too early. And also, but then it quickly became apparent, according to who? Although there was a front office, but we'll get into that. So we get dressed quickly.
We order food. We were like, okay, we'll have a pizza delivered.
Yeah, because after our walk, it became apparent there's no food around here.
Yeah.
And so we get dressed quickly. We get ready to go out.
We open up the door. I poke my head out. And there are 4 teenage boys in the hot tub, like all like arms out, like talking. I instantly turn around, go back into the room, have to inform my pal of what I've just seen. Guys, it was like an atom bomb. We both hit the ground. And if you
follow us on Instagram at Won't You Be My
Pal,
you would have seen on our Instagram stories, we started posting about it because we were like, the pals gotta know how devastated we are in this moment.
Let's be clear about something. 9.5 times out of 10, Maddie and I approach a situation, and if there's a stranger in it, we are through the roof. Let's do this. Let's hop in. Let's chit chat.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna get through this. this was like the universe being like, not now for the hot tub, because truly the only people group that would stop us in this particular, like, in this situation is gonna be a group of teenage boys. There's a group of teenage boys that ride around on bikes in our neighborhood, and it scares me to death. I am terrified every time.
Yeah, I think, and I have faith for myself that in probably, honestly, even 5 years, I feel like I could have a more confident grasp on that. I think as my friends age, I think it's just, this age gap currently is
it feels weird.
Where it's like, I'm not your parents' age, but I'm not like your friend's age.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say to you.
And also, I'm a little scared.
So I'm a little scared because you will say things that are hurtful because you're getting good at that at this age, and I'm sensitive. And I'm gonna think about it a little too much.
Unless you're a little like theater or choir boy.
Yes.
We can rock with that.
And honestly, again, you can be any sweet boys. Give us a chance.
But if you're on a bike,
you're a sweet boy.
But if you're on a bike with your group of friends, I'm running.
Because you're quicker than me.
You're quick. And there's always one wily one in the group. It's not that all of them. It's that there's gonna be one crazy one that's gonna try something.
And no one's stopping him. So boys, stop them.
Stop them.
Stop them.
Either way, it was also like, we don't want to go on a hot tub.
Well, we still won't be sitting in a hot tub with them. It just didn't feel
You guys get that. And also, let's be clear, very small hot tub.
Tiny. So
not the kind of...
We were not separated from that. Like, we would have been talking. So I think we need to take this as a opportunity to pivot.
I took that hard when she said that. And I took that hard.
She did. I had to say it a couple times before.
Well, because first Maddie said, I think we should just use this as an excuse to get some work done. And I was like, why would you phrase it like that?
I didn't choose my words correctly. I was panicking, guys. I was trying to... with all due respect, I know I have a certain window of time that I gotta find a solution in. Or we could go... I don't know where we could go. And that's...
Well, we couldn't go anywhere. At one point we were panicking, saying, is this a shoebox episode?
Yeah, we got nervous. Because again, remember how we told you that we like to think of our lives as sitcom episodes? So if you're not familiar, a shoebox episode is an episode of a TV show that takes place in one room.
Like where they're stuck in one room.
Usually every TV show does it. Because it's kind of a fun challenge for the writers to be like, what would happen if all the characters were trapped in a room together? Bottle episode. That's what it's called. Not shoebox.
I think in my mind, though, shoebox also...
I think that works. Any sort of box.
Any box, any little bit. So we were like, is this happening right now?
We got scared. But
then we checked once or twice and they were still there.
They were still there.
And at one point, Maddie opened the door, looked, and then they literally just looked right at us.
Yeah, they looked straight down the barrel.
Because our room, guys, our room door, it was impossible. If you're in the hot tub and we walk out, you see our door. Yeah. You can see our door open. You can see into our room.
Yeah. So we were a target. And so we just kind of were like, we need to be in here for a minute. Mm-hmm. We can't be peeking out anymore. Because if we peek out again, they'll know. Mm-hmm. So we stayed in there for a while. And so we started working on our values. Because I was like, I think now's a good time where we can just... So here was the pitch, okay? So after Melissa freaked out when I said work, here was the pivot, okay? So I pitched it as, we're going to draw on the paper, on the pad. That's fun.
That's always gonna get me.
We honestly love a brainstorming sesh. You and I, like, it's not work, it is relaxing for us to, like, have a sky's the limit type of thing. I think you and I both get stressed when we have to hone in. Yeah. Because then we're like, and we can do it.
We're really great at shooting things out.
But we're good at dreaming. We're good at dreaming, I'd say.
Color us dreamers.
Yeah.
Hey, brother, real quick. What if I got an idea I want to pop and want to write down? It's not work, but it's...
Under the paper. Under the pad, baby. Under the pad.
So we so I say, let's just write on here. We had a whole little silly bit with this scrap piece of paper. We honestly got like in kind of a fight over this scrap
At one point
piece of paper.
I did yell at Maddie, and I realized that I didn't put the right amount of
and she rejected it instantly. She did yell at me and then was like, and that wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. I didn't mean it like that.
And then I had to apologize because I said, look on my pal's face. No, imagine raising your voice at your pal.
I think I knew. We were in bit world.
I know, we knew.
But it was an intense bit, I'll say that.
Yeah, it got intense.
The whole bit, I'll do a summary of the bit. There was a scrap piece of paper on this notebook. This is Milson's notebook. There was a scrap piece of paper on the notebook. I pulled the piece of paper off, and I was like, Milson, do you want this? And she was like, yeah. And so I think I like put it over on the vanity, the giant vanity. And then she was like, for some reason you like wanted it back, and you were like we were over there like she was nothing, and And I was like, where was I supposed to put her? And she was like, leave her. And I said, no, because then it's my problem. I was trying to draw on the paper. So
and then it got into a whole thing because I said, hold on, you're the one that made that. We're not going to reopen this right
No,
now.
but that's the bullet points. So then I ended up using this piece of paper's body to make a big box in the middle, which we wrote value, which ended up being a fun thing. And then her and I really turned a corner. I drew a face on her. I'll put a picture.
Maddie did an amazing cartoon face on her. And then, like, the rest of the trip, we had her propped up on the bed.
Sometimes I lock in. And I think I get that from my dad. Thanks, Dad, because he is a casually really good artist. But so we started writing values. And we started with entertaining because we were having fun. We said, write down anything you want that feels like something that's like a core attribute and like mindset of pals.
Yeah. We want it to be a good time.
And
We just want it to be like...
we want it to be a little bit of a spectacle in a way that like kind of takes the pressure off of life for a second. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, it makes you laugh just enough that, like, you can have a little bit of a breather.
Yeah, maybe we're not even on this planet, really.
Yeah, that's our kind of purpose, though, here, is to spread that with you guys. The knowledge, the love. So that's our first one, was entertaining. And
then we were writing down, we were also just talking about, like, optimism in general, and we talk about this a lot, but we were just talking about the idea of, there were a couple of things with this story where, obviously, let's be clear, the entire time we kept saying the party don't stop, because everybody...
Guys, we've acquired several new bits since we've seen you last. I would say
it's been a big week for us.
A handful of bits that are gonna be here for a minute.
They're like, keep them busy then. They can't keep them busy so they don't make more bits.
They have too many bits.
But we kept saying the party don't stop because there was every phase of the trip we'd be like, this rocks.
Each time we'd be like, this is a new... Because, you know, sometimes when you're on vacation, you might have, especially maybe being on vacation, you're like, this is going to be fun, and then you might be like, now it's time to park. Things are going to get a little tense for the next
At every turn, though?
Every time with Millicent and I, we're like, we're just hanging.
Because both of us are here to have a good time.
Yeah. Stressful situation, turn on Pitbull.
Yeah. Oh, instantly.
And we can really lock in when need be.
Yeah.
And we survive, and it's...
like with the hot tub.
But
the optimism part of it, that was another thing where it was important in that moment. And this is just a snapshot example of even just writing down optimism. It doesn't matter if the hot tub has been claimed. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, nothing can take... We're not going to let that take...
No. And also, I think two factors of that for us, which I am not bragging about this, but I feel like this does come naturally to us because we've practiced it a lot, of like, instantly in that situation, it's like, we pivoted to something else to do that was like still beneficial to us. And it's like, to me, I'm not mad at those boys. No. That's life. But I want you to know I'm scared of you right now, but I'm optimistic that someday maybe I'll be able to converse with you.
It's purely fear-based.
Yeah. And a lot of that's like,
it's not
stories.
Like,
it's not all you. We're not saying it's all you.
I had a scary run-in with a gang of high school boys.
One run-in with like a gaggle of high school boys.
I was in my car. They were swerving through the road, and around my car, one of them did a wheelie, and I literally thought he was gonna hit me. I was so scared. I was screaming in my car.
You want me to come home and be like... horrible.
I know, I did
like
I instantly came in and was like, I just got attacked.
Yeah, and now guys, anytime Millicent sees any group of... This is the most old lady thing about Millicent. Anytime she sees any group of boys, they could be from age 9 to 20. If there's 2 of them and they have bikes, she goes... honestly, even one that looks like he's 15, she's going, they're here. They're here. She's looking out the front window. She's scared. And I don't want you to be, brother. And that's what I'm saying. Okay, we're optimistic about that. So that's our point on that one.
I just want to make it clear that's not a hatred thing, guys.
No. And that's the optimism where it's like, we want to be honest. It's fear-based.
Yeah.
But we're hopeful that maybe someday we could improve this relationship.
Yeah.
So we did another one, which is a big one for us, is curiosity and wonder, which we've talked about wonder before, but we feel like going into situations and learning how to be curious rather than judgmental. And let me say, we're judgmental.
We don't have no Ellen situation here.
No.
We ain't perfect.
We are not claiming to be,
and especially and especially with each other. You know, everybody has like those friends or that friend where it is if you're gonna say anything, you're gonna say it to that person.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
we're not claiming to be
angels.
beacons of and we're also not claiming in this moment to be very we're walk that middle line.
Just know we are human.
That's
and I know you're gonna say, but your values would make you not. I know, we're trying.
Also, didn't you just allude to maybe that you're not from Earth? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. The rules are different for us.
It's a whole other thing.
But we're trying. I feel like we want to try and be better at, like, being curious about a situation rather than, like, immediately judgmental.
Yeah.
And kind of, because I think that being judgmental, like, doesn't really no one really gains a whole lot from it, but if you're curious and you are forming a judgment, do you see the difference?
There's context, like, if you are curious, if you're gonna judge somebody, you're able to judge them with a little bit of context.
You're kind of seeing all angles.
And, by allowing yourself to, instead of writing them off, almost, like, digging deeper, the only thing you have, like, you have to gain in that moment another perspective for if you run into another person with that standpoint or with that opinion
it's
again.
Not even necessarily to change your own perspective. It might. And be open to that. That's a part of being curious. But I think it could solidify your opinion. And so now you know when you get in a discussion with somebody about that same topic or whatever it may be.
Yeah. I also think
you know how you feel.
When it comes to talking to strangers, we were saying that really teenage boys are like the only people group that we would struggle to engage with in a curious way because it would just but I think that's because for the most part though, even if you're with a stranger and maybe that stranger you're never going to see them again, it's in that one-off situation, if there's that little weird thing, I think that we enjoy and really find value in terms of like moments that happen or memories that happen, pulling that thread, and we've talked about pulling that thread of wonder.
And following it,
like, no, that was a little
find
weird.
out some fun things.
Now, what you just said was a little odd.
I think it's a great intro that brings us to the hot tub. Oh, we finally peek out.
We peek out again because as we're doing this, we are taking little breaks to peek again because again, the hot tub is closing. Like we know that window is closing,
it's
and
like
we're getting
6:20.
scared.
And we're like, we've got to get in there.
Yes.
Millicent peeks out. She turns around to me and she goes, "The mom's getting them out." And we go,
we have footage of it, guys.
Yeah, I'll play it now.
Things are looking grim.
It's 6:20 for the last 40 minutes. The hot tub has been
It's quiet.
claimed by teenage boys. Our one kryptonite in terms of stranger. The only group of people we would ever not say, "Oh, this could be fun." Mom's getting them out. Mom's
Thank you to the moms. Thank you to the moms. Thank you to the moms.
everywhere.
Guys, seeing that mom standing there and being like, "Okay, guys, let's get out." Moms are the bravest people in the world.
Moms are heroes. Not to sound like a Hallmark card, but they are. The work that they do, to be thinking about, like, so many things and people at once.
Just think about every time you were growing up and you were like,
Forgot
"Where's this?"
something.
And your
Didn't
mom's
know
like,
where to-
"Oh, it's underneath the couch in the
Food.
back." Like, the brain capacity.
Crazy.
Just
So,
unreal. Anyways,
Shut up, moms.
Yeah.
You're the realist.
It's like not their mom. It's like they're the
yeah. Somebody was getting them out. So we finally were like, it's go time.
It's go time.
The second they were like out of sight, we're in.
Yeah, we're going.
But we encounter a bit of an issue because there's a gate around it, and it's a tall gate. You're not jumping it.
No.
And there's a code. And I didn't see the code on the Airbnb listing where it talks about the jacuzzi, but there's two ladies already
inside the hot
in the hot tub.
Opening that door, and instead of seeing the teenage boys we had seen last time, instead seeing two, like, women, just two adult grown women just sitting in the tub with, like, two of their, like, Stanley cups.
Yeah.
We go,
This
is like,
we can rock with.
this was a gift from God.
They said, good job on the values thing.
Yeah, good job on getting down some
Good job
fun
on
values.
curiosity. I like that one.
Yeah.
Get in that hot tub. And we got, so then Millicent had to ask them for the key
Because we were cold. It's cold out there.
It's cold.
It was misty, cold, and we were in our bathing suits and our towels. And I'm trying to, we cannot find the code on our Airbnb thing. Finally, I just go, do you guys know the code? And then they gave it to us.
Which was thank you.
Yes.
So we get in. We start chit-chatting. Because
Pretty
here's
quick.
the thing. We're going to say something. If you say something back that's any sort of response that.
Oh, is that a?
we
Oh,
can
sorry.
Respond
I
to.
think this door's unlocked. Boom!
Boom! Pals are here. Is that where it's like, I know a hot tub hate to see us coming. Because we are not going home.
I know an obligatory conversation hates to see us coming.
We get in there. We are chatting quickly.
Quickly,
Quickly, we are old pals.
Yeah. Quickly, we are allies in this tub.
We tell them how, honestly, it gets, I wouldn't say intimate, but it gets friendship intimate so quickly that we feel pretty safe to be honest enough to early on be like, you guys saved us.
Yeah.
Because there was
a
bunch of teenage boys
I
out
think
here.
I said, you redeemed this hot tub for us.
Yeah. That's a powerful pal award.
I'd say about,
Hot tub redeemer?
two women who were traveling from Arizona, just like looking to come back to living in California, and they just casually first go, well, we were, seeing the butterflies down in like Santa Barbara.
Mm-hmm.
What are those? Butterflies?
What are you talking about?
Where are you?
She said the monarchs, and I said,
you said,
yeah, I know a
the
thing or two
monarchs?
about the monarchs, and I know that they're all together.
She said, yeah, they're migrating right now through this area, and we went to see them. The way we both...
Milson, I don't want to say I live with a lot of regrets. I do regret that we didn't do that, because that, monarch butterflies are something that I just feel like we read about on the East Coast. I feel like we read about them so much, because it was about this, magical migration that they would because they start in Mexico, right? And don't they come up to California and then to the East Coast?
I gotta look back into it.
Guys, they're amazing. So we're freaking out.
Yeah, we were freaking out. And she was, laughing at one point. I think we watched her register how into this we were.
Because so you're her telling a story about just being like, oh yeah, we were here to see the monarch butterflies. This is us this close. We were about this close to her in the hot tub. This was us.
The butterfly?
What do you mean?
At one point, she literally goes, you two are so cute.
Yeah. She said that a few times. Yeah. She'd be like, and then sometimes she'd go, you two are funny. But that was kind of, guys, the night progressed so beautifully because we were chit-chatting like that. One of the people got out and she was like, I'm gonna go to bed. Yeah. And she was like, you stay and talk.
Yeah, she said a funny thing. She was like, she's got someone to talk to. She's fine.
Yeah. But she'd already started getting out. They both had kind of gotten out, being like, we should head out soon.
That's when I got worried that we were losing our other pal.
Because we were having too good of a time.
The way that we were not ready to give up that conversation, we kept asking questions, and then she...
Should we say her name?
I think she would.
I think she would, and her name was Wendy.
Wendy!
And she just was, we loved you, Wendy. We had a great time chatting.
And if you guys think for a moment that we're not sending this to Wendy with the timestamp...
We'll explain how we're able to do that in a bit. So we get in there she gets back in after all. We're chit-chatting. Mm-hmm. One of the women has gone upstairs. We're left with Wendy. Mm-hmm. We're vibing with Wendy.
Oh, just straight vibes.
Just vibes. And
her nails were the same color as her water bottle. It rocked.
She's telling a great story, so she ends up getting back in the hot tub. We cheer. At this point, also, it's past 6:45. Hey
guys, we were being a little rude.
I think it was 7.
Hey, Oceano went for the law followers.
Yeah, it's got a lot of rule breakers out here. You know Matthew McConaughey in Magic Mike when he's like, can you touch here? And then after he says it 8 times, and he's like, but looks like we got a lot of law breakers out here.
Maddie and I watching in our living room going,
oh my gosh! Honestly, guys, Magic Mike, so shocked at how much of a movie it is. I thought it was just kind of a gimmicky.
Because
I thought it was what Step Up had become, which is just all dance, which I'm not mad about. But it's a real story.
Well, I had never...
with real consequences.
I had never seen it, and then one of our friends had said... No, I had watched it with Sabrina.
Is it because
my childhood friend, but I think I fell asleep. I think it was because the new one was coming out.
The first one's, kind of slow.
Yeah.
There's
the second one, though.
The second one, XXL.
There was somebody... my mom's like, you watched Magic.
But that's what I'm trying to tell
you.
It's
the plot.
It's actually more wholesome than you think.
It really is.
It's
very pro-woman.
The second one is the boys helping each other accomplish their long lost dreams, and one of the guys' dreams is to get married and find a wife. It's kind of beautiful.
But he's got a problem. He's got to overcome.
And we'll let you watch it.
Sorry,
so we're in the hot tub. And these will make sense too, seeing how this is normally. Again, guys, this is our... and we haven't done this in a minute.
We've had a lot of time. We're settling back into the pinball machine here. You know?
So we're vibing with Wendy. Wendy starts telling us about you too. If you follow us on Instagram too, at Won't You Be My Pal, you probably saw that we were posting about this because Wendy said that she didn't know until halfway through that the whole band was a hologram. And then I was asking our Instagram
Which
how
is
we
a
feel
crazy
about the hologram
experience.
situation. Because I
Yeah, we were talking about the spheres. Yeah.
The sphere, yeah. So she sent us some videos.
Because they had been on the road for a minute. They were going all over the place.
Because we're having a great time with her. She's like, I gotta go. And we were like, we also kind of gotta go. Oh, well, we were gonna go on a date because our pizza was coming. And she was like, oh, she was telling us about some TV show. And she was like, you guys have to watch this. And she couldn't remember the name of it. And I was like, give me your number.
Maddie went in for the kill. And at one point
and she was like about to say it too. I felt that.
Yeah. No. We all felt it.
Because we were just like, we're sisters.
Yeah.
We're hot tub sisters.
We took this hot tub together.
We went on such a journey of like, guys, I can't even, and I'm sure we'll bring it up at other points. We remember conversations we had with Wendy because conversations with Wendy. Wendy, you want a talk show? Because Conversations with Wendy is a beautiful title. Sounds like the next Sally Rooney novel. Conversations with. Okay, so Wendy has to get out. We exchange numbers.
At one point, we tell her our room number. We're like, we're getting.
Yeah.
No, I think we were joking about the pizza.
Thing. When she got out, we were like, do we invite her for pizza? Because we were like, we might have some leftover pizza. We could just be like, you want to come hang for a bit? Like if the other one had fallen asleep. And so we get the pizza. She's
like, I just want to go back to my room.
It was not late though. It was only like 7:15.
It's still hang time.
Naughty though. We were still in the hot tub. So we get out. When Wendy gets out, we have a celebratory moment because we were like, "That's life." That's
we
beautiful.
literally spun in a circle in the middle of the
hot
tub when she left, and we were like,
"It was great."
The party don't stop.
And the party don't stop, you guys.
Then our pizza was getting there, so we had to go back quickly, put on dry pants.
Yeah.
I get the notification that the pizza's there. I go outside, he's not there. Mm-mm. He won't pick up my calls. Then he finally comes around.
And it's cold.
Yeah, he comes around. There's like a girl in the front seat with him. And then he like hands me my pizza. I'm not joking, guys. One of the box was so small, I was like,
I'm standing at the door to watch because I'm just like, guys, you can't see more than like 20 feet ahead of you. So I'm like, I don't want Millicent in this like town where everyone has an ATV to be like alone talking to a stranger in a car with a pizza. Like, I just want to watch. So that's everyone. Be looking out for your pals.
Always be looking out for your pals.
Not even in a too scary way, but just yeah. So I was watching, and Millicent grabs it. It looks pretty normal. Comes back, and she was like, "I don't know what the deal was with that." I was like, "What?"
It was just so bizarre. He had gotten lost, and then the pizza was like, and it was an expensive.
It's one of the expensive pizzas.
Like honestly, the room not expensive at all.
Well, I think it was expensive because nothing else in the town was open. Like, there just isn't a lot going on there. It's like dunes, like, it's like a lot of outdoorsy stuff.
Yeah.
And so the pizza was really small, but then I pretty quickly, because Millicent was like, it's kind of tiny, I held it. And I said, I think it's dense. It's
guys,
heavy.
We got back to our room, we opened it up. Dense. It was unreal. It was super good. It was like a barbecue chicken pizza.
It was pineapple chicken.
Yes, you're right. We sit down to eat it. And I instinctively have the moment that I have often whenever I'm eating pizza. Oh, I gotta get ranch. Thankfully,
I forgot about this.
I then have the realization, no, he only handed me a box. I had asked for utensils and ranch. He only handed me a box.
Because I know he just made that girl run in there and get it.
Yep. I then have a moment of crises that Maddie sees. Because this
guys,
would really rock.
The most brutal part was it was such a roller coaster because we got the pizza. She realized there wasn't any ranch in the bag, and she was upset. Then she goes, because a part of the Airbnb listing was they talked all about how many condiments they had. They were like, we've got salt, we've got pepper, we've got sauces, we've got ketchup, we've got mustard. Like, there was like, they listed all of the sauces they had.
I have my head in my hands, I rock it up, and I go, the fridge.
She goes over there. She's digging for a minute. She goes, they don't have any. But they've got a lot of sauces.
No, they did have
maybe we could pivot. Well, then I think you found it.
Oh, yeah, then I saw it.
She pulls it out from the back. I'll show the picture. And again, if you follow us, you probably saw it.
Then I found the Best Buy date, and it was like 2023.
So then she goes, she's sitting there for a while being upset. And I make a comment where I'm like, that stinks. I was like, that's crazy that it's expired. Because I feel like ranch, like, it does sit out, and I understand it's like once it's open, but I actually don't understand at all. Why does it matter, like, if it's open? Like, the sealed keeps dairy not, I don't know, confuses me. If any ranch experts out there, please tell me. But Millicent starts to go. She's holding the ranch. I'm standing behind her, because I took that picture. She's holding the ranch. And she starts to go, when I'm talking about how I'm surprised it's expired, so like, when it be fine, she goes, I go, She, for our audience,
I didn't even
she
say
was
anything.
slowly looking at me with a slight smile as if she was like, should we try eating it? And I was like, no. It had like a green film on top.
Lock me up!
There's no saving that.
Lock me up!
So she was pretty upset about that. And then that was another one where I was like, okay, I've got like probably a minute here to pivot because we were hungry too. And
Well, no, there wasn't any pivoting. I just had to...
well, no, but I was like, let's enjoy the pizza as is. We really made it about the moment. We were like, let's...
And I only mentioned the ranch probably 3 or 4 times.
yeah.
Because then later on during it, I remembered that I literally had selected ranch. I remember
She did get mad about that again. But I do think when you brought up ranch, you were bringing it up in a complimentary way, where you were like, this pizza's so good, it would be even better with ranch. So I think that was okay.
I was being
Optimism, you guys. Because we couldn't kill the vibe, guys. We had work to do. So we come back in, we eat our pizza.
We eat our pizza. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Dense. We were just thinking about more of our, like, core values. And
Mhm.
also, I think after we would write down our big ones that we were going back through. And this is an idea if you are looking for it, for doing this for yourself, for writing out values. We kind of wrote down, like, the key big words and then underneath them bullet points to kind of expound on
Yeah,
that.
make it a little more specific.
So, for example, under the curiosity and wonder one, we had also written, like, the idea of actively engaging with the world around us.
Continual growth. Like, we really,
Yeah.
really believe in, like, I think literally the next one is perpetual learning. Like, Melissa wrote that one down, popped off with that. Because we were just like, we need something about, like, learning is so core to who you and I are. Like, we really view the world as, like, such a, like, classroom.
We don't know anything.
We don't know anything. And
We
guys,
don't know
that's one of
anything.
our core values is that we don't know anything, and please
And we
refer
need
to
you
the
to know that.
experts. And we're
gonna work on also, if if there is anything that we are talking about that is in any way sourced or something
Yeah.
along those lines, there are probably people who could say it in way more eloquent ways.
Yes.
So our goal in those situations would be
spotlight
to just
those people.
say, actually, go listen to them because
There's
they
a lot of
have a
experts.
degree in this.
Yeah. And I'm not
Um,
going to pretend me reading 2 articles about a topic makes
Yeah.
me a genius on
I
it.
personally will pretend for maybe about 2 minutes,
I'll
and then it'll
talk
become
about
very
it.
clear that I'm pretending.
But don't-
and it's going to be like a bit, like we're all in on
Yeah.
it. You know that we're pretending to know about
Don't
it.
take it as a final word. Like with the cosplay thing, there's experts.
Exactly, snitchery.
Snitchery.
That's where I always
She's
point.
a great
I go,
one.
look.
Yeah, snitchery. She's made it. There's so many guys. There's so many cosplayers.
Anyhow.
So that's one of our things.
But an open-mindedness with that as well, of a desire to, just because I disagree with somebody, or that, they have an opinion that maybe is pretty out there that I don't hold, like, if I leave it there, then all I know is that
No
they
one
disagree with
is-
me. Like, there's
no
nothing
one's
to be
benefiting.
gained.
Nothing's really happening. No one's like,
It was just kind of a dead-end
Yeah.
conversation, whereas even if you do, like, distree, you can at least gain a perspective to have those conversations more productively in the future.
it really
It's-
helps you know how to like proceed. Like, you should constantly be learning in even those conversations where you feel like you maybe don't see eye to eye with
Mhm.
somebody. Like, take that opportunity to learn something
Yeah.
from it, and it doesn't have to change your opinion.
Yeah.
We're not saying that, but you can learn something about, one, yourself, and 2, about like how you proceed next time in this conversation to maybe help persuade somebody else see a different perspective. Like,
Also-
that's, guys, life needs to be a conversation.
We gotta have conversations.
Gotta have conversations,
Cannot
and not on
stress-
the internet.
Because
We
there's
can
not
on the
time.
internet, and I get it, and it has,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing right now. We get it. It has a place because it reaches such a big
But
audience.
it's the conversations with the people in your world that are really important.
Yeah.
Especially right now, but just
Mhm.
heading into this season as well.
And we're not
Again.
saying, to be clear, we are not saying you need to, like, go ahead
No.
in first on these conversations. And
Our
you need
whole
somebody.
our whole stance on this, like, not our stance even, truly our goal with this is to encourage you to examine your own center. What it is that you really want to be known for in the future or one day. And it doesn't have to be stuff that you're perfect at now. We are not perfect at any of these things, as I hope we have made very clear. But the idea is, it's almost like that, you say what you want to be or you dress how you want to
Yes,
be.
yes.
It's kind of by saying that these are my values, even if
It makes
I am
it
going to
easier
fall
to act on
short,
them.
and when I do fall short, it is still the idea of identifying with them.
Yeah.
And saying, I am a curious person, even
Yeah.
on days when I'm not that curious.
Yeah.
But with the curious thing, too, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times if you're in a situation with someone and either you are struggling to find something in common with them,
Because that'll
release
happen.
that.
Yeah.
That's part of the curiosity thing, is instead being like, I'm very rarely around somebody that has a stance like this. might as well
yes.
dig in a little bit.
I would
because
say that's the key to you and I talking to people that we have nothing in common with.
Yeah.
Because I take great joy out of that.
Yeah, oh my goodness, because everybody has one hyper niche thing that they know a ton about or
Yeah.
something, and it is just kind of, it allows you to, I don't know, enter into a conversation that you could view as begrudging, of like, oh, I just kind of have to get through this, or this is small talk, and instead also giving somebody that moment of, it feels good when somebody is asking you questions about yourself, and I think that it also speaks volumes of a person when they are able to just ask somebody, hey, well, you had mentioned that. What do you mean by that? Or like, when did you first kind of start?
And people like to remember and share, too.
Yeah.
Like, people like to believe that or feel that their lives have value to other people. And I think and they do. And I think that's such a, like, amazing part of getting to, like, ask somebody a question and, like, hear a story about something you never have thought of.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So we continued writing down, the curiosity and wonder we can always just go off on because...
the other ones we have is experimentation, which is just a big one for us where we kind of... which Halloween was a huge thing for us of experimenting. We had never done anything like that before. This whole thing is an experiment, basically.
Yeah. It's like a joyful experiment of like, what can we do with our hand? Like, it's like, what can we do with these planks of wood in this corner in our garage?
How magical can we make it?
Ask not what the, like, you know...
Or how magical can we make having the relaxation week, like, we love these little challenges that we're making, and I think that one makes sense. Inclusivity, I feel like that one makes sense. You guys get that.
Enthusiastically welcoming people, and being very, and
again, I know you guys might be like, we've heard you be judgy about people. We're allowed to judge our family. That's so messed up. Isn't that like what people say in the corporate world is like messed up when corporations are like, we're family, and then they're like, family works the weekends.
Oh yeah.
You know, kind of thing. Not trying to do that. Your pals.
Hey guys, we have no one on our payroll, so
I
think
don't
we're clear in that regard. Once we have an HR department, we will get back to you. Our HR department is just like a couple therapists for us in a way.
Yeah, it's just us talking. That would actually kind of rock.
No, I'd love that. We'll look into that.
We'll get into that. That'd be fun. Because we get on here and just talk about it.
Yeah.
The next one we had was earnest disposition. We want you guys to know.
We hope that you guys know we're trying to keep it real.
We are keeping it real. We are trying to be honest.
That's with our best.
Disclaimer. And again, when you're constantly learning, we only know so much. We are not experts on essentially anything.
Keep in mind, again, if these are released a week after we film them, we could be learning so much in that week.
Yep.
That could terrify us for hosting this.
Last week, you guys swore I didn't think about the timing when we released that. But life is funny that way, isn't it? It's beautiful. She's a silly little girl. So earnest disposition, just know we are, embracing humanity was one of the things we wrote. Human forward. Wait, no, it's the awareness,
Yep.
So
the awareness part too is we are aware that we are very imperfect, and not in the, we even said, like, not in the, like, embracing our imperfect, well, yes, but also, I think just being very upfront of, guys, our goal in this is, we're always going to be trying, but also, we want to be as authentic as possible to, like, our core values, and, in terms of,
I think also forever, this is just like kind of, I'll say probably maybe the final disclaimer I'll say on this whole, like, the values thing, and we'll loop back to it, but, I think that, like, we just want to make sure that if we are going to choose times to align ourselves with certain organizations, and, like, we really want to be able to, like, when we guys, maybe this is now a good time to be, we are going to do merch.
We will be doing merch.
We are figuring it out.
Very, very soon.
Hopefully it will be pretty soon. Because a few of you have reached out and said you have wanted some, and so we're excited to do it. Thank you.
But with that, we also want to be intentional about the reason that it's also taking time is if anybody has suggestions, by the way, of like company or just
like companies to use to print on, we just want to make sure we're doing like, I don't know, like as good as we can. We don't want to give you guys like crappy stuff that like falls apart and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're dealing with right now. We're figuring it out.
But again, that's part of it too. We want to be clear that our intention is to do good by you and do good by our fellow humans and our other pals. And so with that, though, we were just talking about, like, what our intention for this community and for just ourselves is. And
we really want to give... It feels so wrong to, like, take from a community that's giving to us. So, like, we want to be very intentional about, like, when we do stuff like merch, kind of having it go towards, like, a certain amount of proceeds go towards, you know, an organization or something like that. So... if you see us aligning ourselves with an organization that we haven't even discussed any of them yet, but like ones that maybe you like don't necessarily agree with, or ones that you really love or whatever, just know that like we are trying our best off of the values that we have created for ourselves and we believe in, and we are trying to find organizations that we believe best represent that, and it might not 100% align with you, and that's okay. And we might need to learn about something too, and we are happy to pivot and change our opinions.
Our goal in this is our heart is always going to be human forward, and always going to be ideally based in joyful optimism in one another. And so, and you know, we're going to do with all of that, we're going to do our due diligence, you know, we're going to be, listen, I love looking up charity ratings. If you're ever curious, by the way, because some of them you'll look up and you're like, you can look up like a charity score or rating or whatever. But with all of that, we want to learn and we want to grow, and so we are always willing to listen and like do that. If you have a perspective we don't have, we want to know. Yeah,
but be nice about it. But just like, and we might not even,
that's our intent.
We might not see it. We might not respond. Like, there's reasons for different things. So don't be like, oh my gosh. Just know that we're human again. Just keep remembering that.
And this isn't us.
Think of how many texts you forget to respond to. Think about that.
Now imagine times 10. That's about where I'm at.
Yeah.
So, no, and we just hope that we're not planning to do anything absolutely insane or anything that we think is going to upset anybody or anything.
But we just want you to know that we believe in speaking out about what we believe in, but we also understand that might not align with everybody.
Yeah. And we also want this to be an
And we
escape.
hope that makes you curious.
Yeah, our goal is to find that. And one of the reasons, too, about the values is understanding when we feel that based on our convictions, we need to say something. But also when there are things that maybe we can hold our peace on and
let our
point
values
to other people
point to other people and let our values speak for themselves. Like let our values be like, you can understand where we might align ourselves.
Again, tumultuous times. Yeah. And so it really is, we want to go into this intentionally ahead of time, letting you know. And I'm going to always just say intentionally all the time.
No, but it's a good part of it.
But I think we just want you to know as we enter into this period of life and everything, even as we wrap up season 1 and head towards season 2, we have a lot of like really cool and exciting dreams and ideas for this, but we also understand that there are tumultuous times. Yeah. And so we want to be clear that
Which Our Hopes and Dreams is a good intro for the next segment. As we're in Oceano and we are flying through our values, we're like, we are just cranking them out.
Maddie's pacing back and forth. I'm like crouched down on top of the sticky pad, writing it down.
Guys,
really
the sticky pad really got. We were feeling around all night. We really were. So then, but then we
were making the sticky pad.
We really a part of this was that we wanted to kind of let this retreat be what it wanted to be. So we didn't want to put too rigid of a structure on it. We just knew we wanted our values and we wanted to kind of talk dreams for pals. Okay. Like have a fun, like, because we haven't had that in a minute, getting to like, we've been so focused on Halloween.
One thing that's going to amp us up is taking a piece of paper and having a lot of room to just write whatever is popping into our brains.
So we wanted to, after the values, which we were like, that was good, that was beautiful.
That was good. It got a little not heavy, but
it feels, it's a thinker. It makes you think. So then we said, we kind of started in that because we can't help but dream. We started to dream about some other fun things in the pal's future. And I think it started because I said that one. We're looking at it again on this giant piece of paper if you guys are.
You guys, it got all over the place.
There's a reason we're not showing you because there's kind of some stuff that it's like, you don't need to worry about that now.
Don't worry about it yet.
But one of the first ones that I asked Melissa to write was, guys, again, we said dreaming big.
They're pie in the sky, guys. There are no limitations. Money does not exist, okay?
And we will do an episode where we will pitch to you guys an If We Were Rich episode, and it is all the things that we would love to do if we were rich.
Yeah. If you ever see us doing an ad read and you're like, that doesn't really, I'm confused as to why that happened, guys, trust us, you will see something that it was very obvious that's why we took some cash.
Yeah, we got some money. You'll get your money's worth.
There will be signs.
If you're sitting through a credit union commercial from us, just know
our Amazon wish list is absolutely insane. We don't have it linked anywhere. We're not asking y'all to buy us.
No.
Don't worry, pals.
Just listen to this little ad. But the first one that we dreamed about again, Sky's the Limit. Is we are very, I wouldn't say jealous, but in love with the fact that Dolly Parton has her own amusement park.
Yes.
She is, and again, the queen bee of everything. Like, she is the dreamer of dreamers. she made it happen. She had that little coat, her coat of many colors, and now she's got an amusement park and incredible bakery products.
Her bakery products are insane. The cornbread.
Dolly, we love you.
Yeah, instantly, once I had finished writing Pals in the Future, Maddie goes, amusement park. And so I immediately, of course, wrote that down.
She's going to go to amusement park. Sometimes Millicent and I understand that we can take a liberty and just go ahead and write stuff without passing it by each other. So I instantly wrote Drew Barrymore because, guys, this is our audition for this. Hey Drew. Hey Drew Barrymore. Wait, actually, shoot.
Whoa.
Hang on, Drew. Drew, don't watch it.
I'm actually blushing.
Don't watch it. And if anyone's wondering, Millicent has experience with this. I'll let you Google that for yourself. Millicent's been on a talk show before, so
Don't Google it.
find it. I just want them to know that we're skilled.
I was essentially.
How's my hair? Like hair down? Do you think? Should I take the pony out? Not for Drew.
No,
She's gonna want to read this.
No. Keep
hair down.
your hair how it is. No, keep your hair how it is.
I wrote down the other day that I believe a side pony is, or a low pony is like, it's a bold but mysterious choice. Make a statement. Okay, wait, hang on. This is our audition. This is our audition to be a guest on the Drew Barrymore show.
Drew, we'll do anything.
Huge fans of actually everything you've ever done in your life.
And I know she won't, but wouldn't it be fun?
But Drew, I hope for your sake you don't even gotta talk to us. I just hope it brings.
I just hope you know that you're loved.
You are loved.
That you're a pal.
And you were putting so much
Drew
love in
is
your
so pal.
Drew's such a pal. Drew, we'd love to get you like a robe or something.
Yeah, Drew, we'll get another chair in here
Yeah.
if you want to hop on.
Drew, yeah, we have talked about when we have. Well, I won't say yet because I want you guys to.
This is our audition to be guests on Drew Barrymore show.
And I want you to know that I believe that you were meant for this path. And I know that it might not have made sense at the time. But I think that you are going to be a star.
And I was just thinking the exact same thing because that's what's so important. That's what's so important about all of this and about connection.
Drew, however close you want to get, we'll get closer.
Green light.
We play a game.
Hey, Drew. Green light.
We bring Drew on the show. We play the red light, green light game.
We're like, can you touch here?
We're fully embraced in Drew Barrymore's arms.
Honestly, Drew, if you could just like hold me for a minute, not even truly.
I think just like a side hug would be so.
Just as she gives a killer like.
Yeah, and I think Drew, I feel like you need to release a line of because she's always wearing those like suits, but she's always sitting like this, which I'm so impressed by because suits aren't always that flexible.
No.
And I think she should release a line of like sweatsuits or something.
Or like the just pants that are, they can be worn in the office, but you can sit and they're not gonna tear anything.
Yeah, they're comfy.
Drew, for real. We don't design clothing, but we will work
That's
on it.
an idea.
Again, you can tell us to do anything.
We're still figuring out the Pals merch t-shirt situation, but once we get that, we're onto your pants.
Once we get that, we're going straight to tailoring.
Yeah. We're going to have met some people along the way on
but
this.
We did just write Drew Barrymore on here because
it just
I think
says Drew Barrymore, because that speaks for itself. Any form we can get her.
Any version of Drew,
could be on the internet, could be
I quickly wrote down Paint by Pal, which is like
what does that mean?
It's like a paint by number.
Oh, right. I think I wrote that down for you.
Yeah, I think I said, write this down.
Yeah. And then, matching suits, we do want that. That's kind of for a bigger project that we'll have to tell you guys about at a later
But we're
date.
also scared to set any numbers on that because what if we say, like, we'll get matching suits at $30K on TikTok and then
you
we
guys
just
are gonna,
freeze at
make our account get
29.1.
deleted.
Well,
the one that we really liked is... No?
Wait, which one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's one.
I was like,
We
no?
just pointed with our feet.
Yeah, that was a little creepy. Well, one of them was Millicent. Remember the Dents pizza?
And that whole bag of snackies I said we brought. Oh, that bag of snackies included an entire tub of sugar cookie dough.
I surprised my pal.
Oh, when I saw that she had put that into the cooler, I freaked out.
Yeah. We had just had our like DCs.
DC.
We had some caffeine.
Yeah,
DC is Diet Coke.
So at one point though, I ate another piece of pizza, and I think that's why
her tummy started hurting, and we've been like the hot tub.
Yeah, and I was laying down, and I was just going.
And the bed was comfy. It was from Amazon. And she was going. Oh, so I like jumped on the bed and I started doing Reiki. And guys, I really hope that that's not I'm so sorry if that, and this is a learning moment, and I'm not going to delete this.
See, guys, exactly.
Is that problematic? I actually don't know. Is that, because to my mind, it's doing
I feel
the
like I
same
see
thing as
people
like a
on
massage
TikTok.
day, like mocking a massage.
I wouldn't even say you were mocking.
Not mocking.
Because
I
I'll say,
actually
guys,
do
it
like
worked.
doing it. I actually do like doing it. I feel like I'm connected to my pal. Because
Maddie
that
does
was,
it sometimes to me when we're out. She'll do.
so for those who don't know, what we are doing is called Reiki, and it's, I honestly
But it's
know
also like a
nothing
visual
about
stem
it
thing
outside of
too.
that.
Like people will do it on TikTok or on lives. They'll do
And
it.
all I know is that
like,
it's supposed to kind of like make you feel a little like energy could be
she has a
changing, right?
gift.
But it's fun to do, honestly. Like, and it does kind of feel nice to like connect with somebody in that way.
Hit me with
I
it.
think it just really gets people's attention, and I think something about that like really like pointed.
Hit me with one.
Well, you're really staring at my one hand.
Sorry.
Hang on, let me put my mic down.
I feel like you're gonna hit me.
I
I'm
can't
scared.
do it.
You
I
guys
think
have to
that's
hear
why
her
it's
fingers
good.
snapping together. Hold on.
Well, okay. Oh, I hit my own hat. Come back, come back.
I feel like you're gonna hit me on those. I think she's going too fast now.
Nervous. I'm a nervous Reikier. But one of the things we wanted to do was platforming Reiki.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what that means, and again, I don't know much about it. So tell me if that was.
And we feel
problem.
like we have much of a platform to platform much. But
No,
just know
I
that
don't
when
know
we
that
have
we
a
go very
platform,
far.
we're gonna be platforming platforms.
Yeah, you best believe.
Platforms are gonna have their moment.
We've got
on
a
our
platforms ready to be platforms.
Another one was always be thinking.
Always be thinking. That just kind of felt like something that we wanted to put out in the ether, is that we kind of want people to just always be thinking.
Yes.
Always be thinking, is this emotion necessary? Is this valid, how I'm feeling? Should I think through things maybe before I take action?
Mm-hmm.
Always be thinking. That's how I live.
Always be thinking.
Sometimes I'm not thinking. Sometimes you're like, whoopsie. Yeah, left my water bottle at home.
Whoopsie.
I think you're gonna have one.
I thought I was too.
Come on. Where's that?
Whoopsie. No shoes.
I like this. Whoopsie. I walked to work.
Whoopsie. Wet socks.
Ooh.
Speaking of wet socks.
Mm.
In Oceano, I went into
So
the
remember when I said we were rushing to get into the hot tub because we thought we had limited time?
Y'all ever seen the Christmas episode of Mr. Bean when she's about to get there and he's running for it?
The way he runs is so funny, you guys. It's so funny. Where's Teddy? He's over there. It's fine. It's fine. No, he went to bounce. Wilson's head turned so quickly to find Teddy. It was exciting, and so I was changing in the bathroom, and I went to the bathroom, and I flushed, and then I was quickly getting out of the bathroom, and I picked up all my clothes that were on the ground, and my sock must have fallen out. I didn't see it. And Millicent went in to use the bathroom, and she goes,
"Hey, brother."
She said there was a sock in the toilet, and I went,
"There's a sock in
luckily,
my
like,
toilet."
a piece of it was kind of sticking out, and it was wet, but it was, like, out, you know, and so I could kind of pull it from there, and it was
She
soft.
went in pretty quick, honestly, to get it.
Because you just gotta get it.
Yeah,
like,
you can't
but
think.
you don't let it simmer
That's
in
the
there.
clean water.
Yeah, yes, which is good. I'm glad you weren't pissing. I'm glad you were looking. Thank you, brother. Thanks for not peeing
If
on
I
my
had
sock.
to go to Maddie and be like, "Hey, so I peed on your sock,"
I'd be like, where's my sock?
brother, you ain't gonna believe
I
it.
had no idea.
In the only acceptable place for me to have started with, I peed on your sock.
I was looking at the roller coaster because it looked like it spelled something.
You know, as I did it, I was like, I should have written.
Nem.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome if we could have
The other, frankly, we had another sheet that we were cranking on, but it's kind of top secret.
Yeah, it is.
You'll know when you know.
Just know it's, well,
When the
I was going to give him the title, but it sounds a little intense.
listen,
It's
when
like-
this
it's called
country
The
is
Reckoning.
running like a well-oiled
Oiled
machine, just optimism and happiness through the roof.
Just the utopia of our dreams.
Yeah, know that we had a hand in that.
Know that you
People
ever
are
heard
like,
the invisible hand?
it's us.
It's us. They're like, that's not the concept of the invisible hand at
Guys,
all.
in a condo in Oceano, we may have fixed everything.
And if there's any Phoebe Bridger-esque artists out there who would like to write a song about a condo in Oceano,
Please.
I saw you at a condo. It just seems like something she would sing.
Yeah, especially because at one point, and if you want any lyric ideas,
I was gonna say we can give
there
some more
was
details.
a moment where we thought that a newspaper stand was a person and then missed, but it was actually just a newspaper stand. Like we thought that it was
we
a guy
kept
standing
turning around
on the
to
corner.
look at it, and then
but it
I
was-
called it he, and Millicent really didn't like that.
I said, no, I just noticed there's a ton of stains on this sweater. Just like actually so many stains on my sweater.
Where'd you wear it?
I have no idea. It's been in the garage.
Pallange?
Yes.
So I think that so that was kind of the conclusion of our Oceano, just so you know. We did some incredible brainstorming. We went to bed feeling accomplished.
And you might say to yourself, listening to this, it doesn't sound like they got anything like really nailed down value-wise. We did this as the like throw it all out, and now we get to kind of like have that moment of like honing it in,
shape it in,
writing
kind of
it out.
Statement.
So our challenge to you is to start that process of identifying your values.
Yeah, if you honestly you've never asked yourself that before.
Yeah.
Like, because I think a lot of times we default to like, well, obviously I stand with the good guys. And I think that's like, and I think for everybody does that, because it's like everyone believes the best in themselves, but it's like you really gotta be like, well, do my actions reflect what I believe? Like, are my actions reflecting the fact that I like care about other people, and the fact that, and maybe you don't. I don't know. You have to ask that about yourself.
Yeah.
What do you believe?
It's important to like kind of not to do a self-assessment of what you already have, but also an assessment of what you want to have in terms of your temperament and mindset and all of that. So your challenge is for this week to just identify some of your values. Start there.
Write them down if you want.
Yeah, and if you have
even
a
if you're
friend,
driving, just think about them.
Do it with a friend. Do it with one of your pals, and you guys can even say like, "Hey, let's get coffee next week and talk about these things as we head into this season."
And I know it might seem a little like Bible study. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but like I know that sometimes hangouts can feel like work in that way, but it's like really it did not feel that way.
No.
Like it really was just kind of like getting to talk about things that we like deeply care about and like want to stand for in this life is like so refreshing. So don't be afraid of it.
Yeah. So that's our challenge for you. And again, we will be working on in this next couple of weeks on our merch. We've already begun working on it. So if you are, curious about that, follow us on our social medias because we'll have it all there, which is at Won't You Be My Pal on TikTok, on Instagram, and on YouTube.
I also don't know. I have not checked our calendar, and I hate to talk about this here, but are we filming an episode next week, or are we off?
I think we
should film one, but I think that would be our Thanksgiving episode.
Hey guys, just be cool about it.
Jumped the shark on that one a little bit, didn't we?
It's okay. Well, next week we'll do the episode that is It's Giving.
Okay, that wasn't this.
I don't think so. This is more values.
Okay. I can rock with that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe guys, we'll have a show for you next
week.
We'll see. If you see us, let us know. Go to HeyTherePals.com.
After Halloween, we didn't have a ton mapped out. We just knew we were closing out season 1.
Yeah, and we might be taking a little bit more breaks as we go
because of the holidays
and stuff. So just know, but we'll be coming back. That'll be the end of season 1. You'll know.
Best way to see what we're up to is again Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah,
those two are the.
We'll be going live on those sometimes.
Yeah, every once in a while. Who knows?
Well,
and go to heytherepals.com as always. Just go there and click around a little.
Yeah, have some fun.
Go crazy.
Go crazy.
Take the quiz. You get it.
Bye, pals.
Bye, pals.
House. Oh.